Yes, sir.
Good evening, my dear student. Once again, on behalf of IE Thane branch, I am welcoming you for first international student session, which will be taken by CA Dr. Rupal Shah, who is a very good friend of ours, and she is also life member of IE Thane branch. It's really prestigious for all of us that few of our life member now they are settled in abroad and still they are assisting us, still they are helping us. We are really thankful to them, and once they got to know that we are doing very effective things for the student, we are keeping their online session, we are engaging them even in this pandemic situation, we are helping them for learning. They are ready to help us, and we are really obliged and we are really thankful to these life members, and we always wish that they should achieve a pinnacle of success wherever they are. बेटा आप लोगों के लिए कुछ शब्द बोलूंगा ही बोलूंगा मैं. अहंकार उसी को होता है, अहंकार उसी को होता है जिसे बिना किसी संघर्ष के सब कुछ प्राप्त हो, जिसे बिना किसी संघर्ष के सब कुछ प्राप्त हो, और जिसने अपनी मेहनत से हासिल किया, और जिसने अपने मेहनत से हासिल किया वही दूसरों के मेहनत की कद्र करता है. और ये मेहनत को कद्र करने वाले और कोई नहीं है, हमारे आईए थाने ब्रांच के चेयरमैन हैं जिनका नाम डॉक्टर अरविंद लोहार सर है. और वो हम लोग सारे आई मीन ऑल पैनलिस्ट हु आर देयर राइट नाउ in on the screen, they all are student of sir. By directly or indirectly, sir is always teaching us. Ma'am was a PhD student under sir guidance. Sir might have helped her for MPhil also, as per as my knowledge goes. So I don't know exactly where, but PhD, yes, I am very much sure that ma'am has done PhD under guidance of Arvind Luha sir, and right now also sir is guiding regularly. He is guiding for all of us, and today also we are very eager to have his guidance, sir. We are really like few words from you for today's session, and in generic also some moral lesson for all of us, for all the student. I'm just making you assure that more than 1,500 registration we have, and live session will not be less than 2,500 when it will goes to the student. So over to you, Arvind sir. Thank you very much.
Very good, Nishikant. Few words with premium. Okay. So first, I would like to be extremely sorry to all the participants that I'm outside and the noise of the cars and bikes is there because actually we people are coming live every day. So actually some of the time we may be at the place which is very noisy. First, I would like to thank to Dr. Nisikant Jha, Dr. Kuldeep Sharma for their untidy experience, support for the very, very grand success of Indian Accounting Association activities. And my first PhD student, Rupal was my the first PhD student. She enrolled the first and she awarded first. Okay. And see, I'm very happy to see that now she is a faculty in Canada. हमारे सारे स्टूडेंट इसी तरह से आगे बढ़ते रहे, यही हमारी दुआ है. And the topic for the today selected is what the business planning. So as all the participants, they know that when I start speaking, then the nitrogen is just put in my fuel tank and we never stop because we are a teacher. Okay. So see, I will be very specific because I am outside. See, business planning is very, very essential in any business, even it is a town planning. Okay, even it is, see, when we establish any city and all, and the latest and the foremost example of the business planning we have seen during the COVID period. that why all the laborers they have shifted from the metro cities to their the home place, their villages. This is the biggest the fault line of the cities which is being developed earlier, because we have not imagined while establishing the city if such type of the problems will come. So we were not having any planning. So we, in the absence of any planning, whether the planning related to the educational field, whether the planning related to the metro cities, whether the planning related to the medical field, whether the planning this thing related to the building or the flat or the shop or the streets, because this COVID period had taught us this thing very good lesson. Because suppose if we do not find any vaccination, any antidote for this the COVID-19, then what will happen? The business, then the jobs, all these will shift from the metro cities to the areas or the cities where means which are the, we can say, less populated. And we may also observe that in future the whatever the town planning will be there, these planning will be developed in such a way that on the transportation this thing, the we can say the much pressure should not come. Because in Mumbai we are staying at Mira Road, Virar, and we are doing job at the Churchgate. Trains are not working, public transport are not working. So now the government or the organizer or the establishment, they compel to call their employees once in a week. Why? Because people they are traveling from far away. So in future, such things should not happen. Our economy should not affect, our GDP should not affect. So the wherever the job establishment are there, the minimum traveling should be there. So in future, I am 100% sure that the whatever town planning will be there. Uh, so wherever the business establishment are started, so the traveling time between the job and the residence will be very minimal. So in future, if all these the facilities, all these plannings are made well in advance, so after 100 years, 200 years, so our economy will not disturb what we have disturbed today. So by saying only these few words, I conclude my session. Okay, and my this thing, the keynote speaker. Now I request Dr. Nishikant Jha to take the charge in his hand and grant me the leave of absence. Okay, because actually I am outside, so I will be closing the mic. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Chalo, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Your kind word of wisdom. And today also, you have given a big lesson for all of them who have started their business without the planning of this pandemic. And all of a sudden, this pandemic has given lot many challenges to them because the planning was absence. All of a sudden, we face lot of absentia in planning as per education is concerned, as per as all industries. You may take about service, you may take about transport, aviation. Everyone got affected because they were not having appropriate planning. And that sir has rightly stated, it's very important that we should now incorporate this kind of planning when we will have such kind of business setups. And he has rightly stated that now the business could not be feasible where this kind of population or this kind of pressure is there on the transportation and other aspect. That is why in India, Mumbai has majorly affected because of dense population, because of many reasons. With this lessons, now let us proceed further. I speak few words for today's resource person, uh, and it goes very right to her. समय सेहत और संबंध, समय सेहत और संबंध मिलते तो मुफ्त में ही है, मिलते तो मुफ्त में ही है, मगर कीमत का पता तब चलता है जब वो कहीं खो जाते हैं. सो आज हमें एहसास होता है because we spend lot of time together. We shared so many things when we were there as a friend, when we were there as a professional colleagues. I think we were there from the inception of BAF, and today In Mumbai University, BAF graph is almost 200%. The rising graph, which we have predicted in 2003, 2004, when the this particular program has been launched, and we were the pioneer. So there are few friends in my life. Of course, Kuldeep is one amongst them. Rupal is also there, but they are priceless. Khyati, Kuldeep, all. I mean, we are really family friends, and we share many occasions together. And this is what required. And today, my dear student, like how we are using this platform, same way I do understand you are also missing your friends. So we being the friends of yours, we bring this kind of sessions whereby we will enhance your knowledge, and there will be a friendship also. And we are really thankful that you have given such a lovely friendship to us, to our IA Thane branch. We have almost 10,000 participants with the faculty and students who is there in our Telegram group. They are consistently in touch of us and asking, requesting, and we are trying our level best to put forward all your requests to our higher authorities. And once it is passed by this governing council, we are putting for you, and we are coming up with those sessions. So, as you have demanded that there should be some international speaker, there should be some international topic. So, we are here with that international speaker and international topic, whereby ma'am is going to give the justice. And before that, I will request the treasurer of our IA Thane branch, Dr. Kuldeep Sharma, who is a best friend of mine, and he is also having more than a decade academic administrative research experience. He is also member board of studies for banking, insurance and investment management, University of Mumbai. He is the PhD and MPhil coordinator at KPB Hinduja College. He has been called at many universities for PhD Viva Voce exam. He is a gentleman and researchman in Mumbai vicinity. Everybody is praising him with his knowledge. So I will request him to give the formal vote of thanks. Over to you, Kuldeep sir.
Thank you, Nishikant sir. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Indeed, it is my pleasure to deliver vote of thanks for this event to all the dignitary assembled here. First of all, good evening to all of you. Now, I would like to thank our chairman of Indian Accounting Association, Thana chapter, Dr. Arvind Luhar, who's also a chairman, Board of Studies Accounting, University of Mumbai, and head of department, Ismail Yusuf College, who honored this event with his inspirational thought and word of wisdom. Sir, under your leadership, Indian Accounting Association Thana chapter has achieved so many milestones which will remembered by people for years to come. Sir, your leadership quality has shaped the career of many young academicians and motivated them to achieve the success in life. Once again, sir, thank you very much for being with us this evening. Now, I would like to thank our General Secretary of Indian Accounting Association, Thana chapter, Dr. Nishikant Jha, who is also a member of uh, accountancy and finance as well as financial management board, University of Mumbai, head of department accountancy, Thakur College, for arranging this event and coordinating with today's speaker. Sir, you are example of hard work, dedication and determination. Sir, your passion for teaching and towards student are prominent, and whatever you think, sir, you always accomplish it at any cost. I am a witness of it. Sir, you are carving for doing something for academics and for student are commendable. Sir, thank you once again for making this event possible. And Nishikant sir is one of the important pillar of our Indian Accounting Association, and without him, none of program can take place because he is the main brain behind the event. Sir, you are excellent general secretary with all your responsibility. You have achieved everything in your life, and you are also motivating us to do something in our life. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to thank our speaker for the day, CA Dr. Rupal Shah, for giving her most valuable time to guide our student on business planning, factor to be considered while preparing a business plan. Dr. Shah is currently working as instructor Canberra at Hudson, Canada. She is having cross-functional experience of more than 15 years in teaching, financial reporting analysis, and business consultancy. Ma'am, thanks again for your support, and I hope student will take maximum advantage of your lecture. Rupal ma'am, is also my coordinator when I joined Hinduja in 2009. First of all, I placed in BAF department, and she was a coordinator of BAF department. So I learned a lot under her guidance, under her administrative skill, and this is what helping me right now. Ma'am, thank you for teaching me administrative skill. At the end, I thank my technical team, Vignesh, Kanesh, Ajit, and Harshal, for their continuous support from backstage, and they are really working hard. Today, from 10 o'clock till now, they are working, and I hope they will going to work till 9 o'clock in the night. And how I can forget to thank our participants who are attending this lecture from all the part of world. When I say all the part of world, we have already informed there are people who are attending from Germany, some people are from USA, Canada, UAE, Dubai. It is a tremendous platform, and this StreamYard platform connected all the world at one single place, and the important platform is Indian Accounting Association. So thank you, each and every one of you. Now I request Dr. Rupal Shah to start session and take over the charge. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Kuldeep sir. It's my pleasure to be part of this great initiative that Indian Accounting Association is taking up. I was really impressed with the work that you all are doing, the number of participants that are getting advantage of your efforts. And not at the end, but I want to start with the thanking the students team, because I know I have organized many events, and I know any event is possible only because of the students. So a big thank you to all the technical team, all the organizing team that's helping Nishikant doing this work. I'm very thankful to all the participants who are live now, and my great respect to Dr. Arvind Lohar sir to do this effort under his leadership. He's always been there at forefront to take up such initiatives and to make it practically possible. It's only because of Nishikant. And how can I forget my dear friend Kuldeep Sharma, who's always been my inspiration on research work. So basically, I was really excited to be part of this event because there were three people who have always inspired me in my career. One is obviously my PhD guy, Dr. Arvind Lohar, and Dr. Kuldeep Sharma, who's been my inspiration for research. And Dr. Nishikant Jha is basically an inspiration of dynamic energy. I don't know from where he gets it, but he's always energetic, and he has always portrayed his dynamic energy. And one thing that every student will learn from him is this: that if he can go live so much, and if he can do so much work all the time, 24 hours, that's something that we have to learn. That's the first learning that is going to happen from this event. Not taking much of the time, let me get back to my topic. And why did I select this topic? Uh, First thing, when Dr. Nishikant approached me that you have to take up a section, and I was like wondering what topic should I take. So I selected this topic as business planning because, as Lohar sir rightly said, that planning is something which is very important on whatever you do in your life. So just re-emphasizing the importance of planning, but from business point of view. Now, some students will feel this business planning not for me. It's only for the entrepreneurs, only those who want to start a new business. Maybe for them this is relevant topic, but that's not the case. This topic is relevant to each and every one. Whether you are going to start a business, whether you are going to join a bank as a job, or you're going to take up a job in any field, whether it's marketing, whether it's finance, or production, or just a normal office clerk, still this topic matters to you. Okay, so we're going to show you how does this matter to you. There are various factors that are involved in making a business plan, and you may fit into any of those factors. You may influence in preparing a plan by an entrepreneur, or you would be on the other side evaluating the business plan of an entrepreneur. Okay, so you could be on any side, but you have to be related to this business planning. Okay, so let me just share my screen for the small PPT that I've made. So here we go. We're going to talk about business planning today. What is a business plan, and why do you need it? Okay, and what are the different factors to be considered to prepare a business plan, and what's the format of the business plan? If you just want to have a bright business idea and you want to start up your business, the first thing that you have to do is prepare a business plan. Before we go ahead with the technicalities of a business planning, I just thought, why not start with a little funny video on business planning? It's a small video on business planning. It's a little funny. I like to start with a lighter note. Let's go ahead and watch this video for you. Okay, so let's go ahead. This funny video was basically saying that a child has a lot of business ideas, business plans, but he doesn't know how to implement it. So let's get into the technicalities now. What is a business plan? A business plan is nothing but a written document of what you think about your business, what it will be in future. So you have some idea and you're just trying to put it in a written document in a formal language. You are expressing that what's your vision about your idea, what's going to be a strategy, how it's going to be operated. In a simple term, you can say it's a blueprint of what you're thinking about your business. That will include everything about your business, everything in nutshell. So, what is the product that you're going to deal with? Are you going to deliver any service? What will be the financials? What will going to be your marketing strategy? All that written in one document will make your business plan. So, purpose of a business plan. Why do you want to make a business plan? So, at the beginning of the session, I told you that it's not only for the ones who want to start their own business. Obviously, it is the most important for the entrepreneurs who want to start a business on their own. You have joined maybe a commerce background, you're studying management, so maybe you want to get into a new business one day. So for them, it's the most important, but not necessarily that a business plan is prepared only when someone wants to start a new business. A business plan could be prepared just for alignment of teams. It could be an operating plan, so how you already have a business and how do you operate. Or it could be for a communication across the departments, across divisions, across companies, and the most important reason why a business plan is prepared is to get your investment capital. Okay, you have some business idea, but maybe you don't have funds. So you want some investor to invest in your business. So you have to make a very attractive business plan so that the investor is ready to give you some funds. Or it could be a case where you already have in a business, but you want to expand your business and you need a bank loan or a lease agreement to expand your business. Or it could be a case of merger or acquisition. So you want to have a tie up with someone, you want to come together and expand your business. So your plan must address these following questions. These are few important questions. Think over it. If you get your answers for these questions, put it in a common language and your business plan is ready. So what are these questions that we're talking about? How large is your target market? So if you are dealing with a product or service, are you going to market it only in your domestic country? So, like Nishikant was saying, there's international faculty with international topic. Yes, we're going to talk about a little bit of global marketing or global business. We're not just talking about a small business which is concentrated only in one country. So, I'm trying to launch a product internationally, so what's going to be my target market? Am I going to keep my product available all over the world, or I'm going to target some continents? So that answer should be clearly written in your business plan. Second question is, how fast is the market growing? So if you're dealing into automobile industry, how is it growing? You should know some statistics about that industry, that market, and what is the future path in that market. Who is in your management team? So are you going to be dealing with your own self? So it's a small entrepreneur, startup entrepreneur, or you already have a team of professionals coming together to start up this business? Are you going to tie up with some already established global brands? Something like that will be mentioned here. Then the most important is, what's the secret sauce? What do you mean by secret sauce now? When I say secret sauce, it's like, what is your business strategy? What is that unique business idea that only you have? Okay, that's your secret sauce. And how you are, maybe your product is not that unique. You're dealing with some shampoos. There's a lot of shampoos in the market. But why? The next question is, what is your competitive advantage? How are you better than your competitors? So you have to justify in your business plan that you are much better than your competitors. It could be better in the form of the product attributes itself, or you could be better in the marketing strategy, or you could be better in the pricing, anything like that. But what is the thing that you have and your competitors do not have? Next is, what do your 5-year financials look like? Now this is important. You are not living in a world where you are just fantasizing your ideas. You have to come to the reality. Why a person does a business? A business is done to earn profit. So, what is important is you have to forecast, you have to make a budget, you have to make an estimation of how your financials will look like. Now, everyone understands that when you start a new business, maybe in the first year you don't get that much profit. That's okay. So that's why you have to give a forecast for 5 years. But how over the period of 5 years your financials will look like, what is going to be your profitability, and obviously, if your plan looks profitable, then only investors are interested in investing in your business. Forget investors. For yourself, if your business is not giving profits, why the hell you want to do this business? Next is, what's your product or service? Obviously, that's the core of your business. So, are you going to deal with one product or a variety of group of products, and or it's going to be just rendering service, consultancy services, or you are into tourism, etc. Just give the details of what your business is. And last is, what's your competition? Who's your competition and how do you beat them? Now you're not living in a isolation that my idea is unique and I'm only the one who will have this in the market. You may not have that monopoly in the market. So there will be competitors for you. You have to identify these competitors right in the beginning, and you have to keep your strategy ready how you are going to beat this competition. Only then you can play in the market correct. So this is the overall idea of what are the questions that you have to address. These are the factors that you have to consider before you start making your business plan. And then you will formalize your business plan into a proper statement. We will go into the format of the business plan also. So here it is, format of business plan. So we've got the background questions, we have already worked, we have done a lot of research on these questions, and we have our stuff ready. Once the stuff is ready, you have to put it in a proper format. So here we go with the format. The first page, title page, obviously will be the name of the business, who are the owners, who is the team that is going to own this particular business, who are the founders, and some contact details, address, mobile number, email ID, whatever you want to give. Second, executive summary. Now, executive summary is the key. It's the most important thing of your business plan. It's basically what do you say? Trailer before the movie. So you would go to see a movie only if you like the trailer. Similarly, a person would read your business plan only if he likes your executive summary. So executive summary is basically, in short, in nutshell, you are putting up all your ideas, everything that you're going to write in your business plan, in short, will come in your executive summary. So what I'm going to write in my executive summary is the overview of the business idea and the goals that I want to achieve from this business, what are going to be my products, what is going to be the services that I'm going to render, where is my business going to be operated, and the most important, financials. So when I'm talking about financials, in the executive summary, I'm not going to give them 5 years data that this much will be my revenue, this will be the cost, this will be the profit. No. The most important thing that you have to highlight here is break-even period. Now, what is break-even period? Break-even period is basically if someone is investing 100,000 in your business, the first thing that he wants to know is when will he get this money back? When this money will be recovered from the business? So that is your break-even period. That will it take 1 year or 2 year to recover your initial investment? So first thing is you want to recover your initial investment, and then maybe you can get more profits or return on investment. So this executive summary becomes the most important thing. Next, then once the executive summary is ready, rather my key to students is never prepare executive summary at the beginning. You have to keep your entire business plan ready once everything is done, and then out of that remove and give the highlights in the executive summary. So as such, in the format it comes at the beginning, but as such you prepare executive summary at the end of the business plan. So next step in business plan is background. So you just mentioned what is your vision and mission statement of your business. If it is already an existing company, like I'm again repeating, it's not necessary that business plan has to be prepared only when you are coming up with a new idea. Obviously, you have to prepare when it is a new idea because you need some investment, but that's not the only time when you prepare business plan. You could be preparing a business plan for already an existing company. So if that is the case, then you will talk about what are your short-term business goals and what are your long-term business goals. In instead of just talking generally about your goals, it would be always better to be very specific on what you want to achieve from this business. Next, and the very important one is marketing. So before you get into the business, before you get into the marketing, you have to do some marketing research. Now, what is this marketing research all about? So, as I was telling you earlier, that it's not necessary that you are the one who is starting the business. Maybe you are not the one who is starting the business, but you're doing a job in a marketing firm. And someone like me who wants to start up a new business comes to you to do some market research for them. So again, you're part of the business plan. Though it's not your business plan, but you're assisting someone else to do a market research related to a business. Okay, so or you could be into the distribution channel or any of the particular industry you're working with, like I gave you the example of automobile industry. So you are doing a job in the automobile industry, right? So someone who's conducting a market analysis, he's studying this automobile industry because he wants to start up a new business which is related to your industry. So you indirectly become part of this business plan. So when I say I want to do market analysis, when I want to do market research, what I want to do here? What I want to do here is I want to find out that what's going to be my target market. If this is my product, who wants to take my product? The demand is going to come from which section of the market. Whether when I say sections, that's something called as market segmentation. This concept of market segmentation is dividing your markets in particular categories. So what we're going to do is we're going to see a short video on this concept of market segmentation. Sorry for that. So intentionally, I have put up a video with a tool called as Ad Puzzle. If you can see on the left top here, Ad Puzzle is a tool that we're using here in colleges and universities in Canada. And it seems I just did the Google search that in India also or in any other country you are studying, you can use this tool Ad Puzzle where you have some learning videos. Along with the learning videos, there are some questions asked based on the video. So that really helps you to understand the concept, to listen to something, and then there itself you have a real, what do you say, real-time check on what you've understood. So the question that this video is asking is magazine market is segmented by. So it's segmented by age and gender, yes, there are some magazines specifically for females, or it could be based on interest or lifestyle. That's what I think. So let's submit and let's check out what whether you're right. Yes, right. So these are the factors based on which your market could be divided. So your product will be specific. Like if I am dividing my market based on gender, I will have particular magazine only for females, only for males. So that's what this market analysis becomes very important for. Let's go ahead with the video. Okay, so all the students there, just take a minute and think about three segments in the car market. Whether it can be a family car, adventure car, something like that. Think of three segments and think of one brand on each segment. That will basically help you how the market is divided and how the product is suited for a particular market. For now, I'm going to skip this question because I'm going to leave that question for you to do. Okay, so what have we learned? Market segmentation will help business to do what? They will help to decide when, where, and how to advertise to different types of customers. And also to make some generalizations about their customers. That if it is, we're just making generalizations, like if these are females, they would be liking this type of product. Okay, so we're making generalization. It may not be true for all your customers. So okay, so that was our market segmentation. Let's go back to our business plan. So we were on marketing that we know the concept of market segmentation. We will divide our target markets into the customers that would want your product, and we will try to suit your product exactly to the market segment that you're targeting. So this type of market analysis will help you in preparing a business plan. In your business plan, you have to specify that this is the section of market, this is the segment of market to which my product deals with. Then you will mention something about your industry, how your industry is growing, you belong to which industry, whether automobile industry, or if you're a fashion brand, you deal with the clothing industry, retail industry. Then is your product going to be having a seasonality feature to it, that your product will be required only for a particular season or no? Then you talk about your competitors, who's going to be a competitor, how you will deal with those competitors. And then the most important, I hope everyone knows about SWOT. What a SWOT basically is, you will talk about the strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats of your business. What is the main strength of your business? What's the opportunity? What is the weakness in your business? And what's the threat that you have? Next is distribution channel. So when I say distribution channel, we talk about a business model. What I'm going to talk about is how my product will reach my customers. So two important things that we talk about in distribution channel is channel length and channel exclusivity. Now, what do you mean by that? When I say channel length is, if I'm a manufacturer will sell it to wholesaler, then wholesaler will give it to retailer, and retailer gives it to the customers. So the channel length is really big, really long in this case. Or I could have an option that I'm a manufacturer, I'm just putting it on Amazon, and customers can directly get it from Amazon. So what happens is, manufacturer, Amazon, and customer. The channel length is shorter. Or you can have direct B2C. B2C means business to consumer. I'm the person giving this product, and directly consumers can log into my website and place the order. So the smallest channel length is always better because you're able to deliver the product quickest to your customers. And also, you do not have to deal with the intermediary fees. If there are no intermediaries, if there are no middlemen, obviously the cost of the product can be reduced. You can price your product at a lower price because you don't have the middlemen charging the profit for your product. Channel exclusivity. Now, when I say channel exclusivity means my product will be available only on Amazon, or like we all know that there are particular series which are available only on Netflix. So that's channel exclusivity. That your product will be available only through one particular platform. It could be maybe a supermarket like Walmart, or it could be, if you're talking about a web series. A simple example is Netflix. That your web series is available only on Netflix platform. That's your channel exclusivity. Now, whether it is good to have channel exclusivity or no, it will depend on what product you're dealing with. Pricing strategy. Now, this becomes a very delicate issue in your business, because this point can either ruin your business or it can take it to high heights. Okay, so it has extreme effects. So you have to be very careful about this particular point. So when I say pricing strategy, the first thing that I have to talk about is price elasticity. When I say price elasticity, is your price important? When I say is your price important means, if you make any changes in the price, is there going to be any change in the demand? If I had thought of product as $100, if I reduce the price, do you think the demand will be more because the price is cheap? People will try to demand more. Yeah, maybe sometimes in some products it happens that you reduce the price and demand is more. But there are some cases where if your product is like a status symbol and if you reduce your price, then no, people don't want to buy your product because it's like easily available. Everyone in the market is buying it. So it's like a mass production. So you have to decide whether your production or your product is a mass product or a class product. Okay. So in case of class products, generally the price is inelastic. Inelastic means changes in price will not affect much on your demand. Next pricing strategies that we're talking about is penetration pricing and scheming pricing. So I have a small video on pricing strategy which will explain you about penetration and scheming pricing. So let's go ahead and watch this video on pricing strategy. Okay, go ahead and watch this video. Okay, so I'm not very sure whether you were able to listen to the audio of the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to avoid those videos and I'm going to talk to you about what was there in the video. So we're going to talk about penetration pricing and streaming pricing. So what is penetration pricing? Basically means that when you're entering the market, you keep your pricing very, very low because your product is new and people don't know. So you want to keep the product price very low so that at the low price, people will buy your product, they will try your product, and once they like your product, once there is an established demand in the market, then later on you can increase the pricing. That's what is penetration pricing. Next is scheming pricing. What is scheming pricing? Scheming pricing is exactly opposite to penetration pricing. So in penetration pricing, I started with the low price and then I went to the high price. In scheming price, what I do is I start my product in the business. Uh, when I launch the business, when I start the product, I start it at a very high price. Why I'm putting that high price is first thing is that I want to do is I want to recover all my investment that I've made. Now, when you're trying to do the skimming pricing, when you're trying to launch the product at a really high price, you have to invest a lot in your marketing. You have to market your product in such a way that everyone is demanding your product. Once you have that marketing strategy ready, then you can launch the product at really high price. That is your scheming pricing. So that's what we're talking about marketing. Let's really quickly wind up with marketing. What is marketing? First thing that we're going to do is do some market research, find out which customers, which segment of the market are going to be interested in your product. Or it could the market segment could be based on the gender, or it could be based on the lifestyle, whether I'm dealing with a mass production or the class production. Then you talk about your product belongs to which industry, whether your product is only for a particular season, who are going to be your competitors. Then you talk about your channel length, whether you're going to keep your product, distribute your product to the customers through a particular channel exclusively, or is it going to be directly to consumers? How many middlemen will be there? All that is distribution channel. And the most delicate one is the pricing, deciding the correct price of your product, for which we've studied penetration pricing and scheming pricing. Penetration is launching the product at low price and then gradually increasing the price. Scheming price is launching the product at high price and then maybe once your investments are recovered, you can decide to lower your price later on. Next in your business plan is operations and production. So now we are going to talk about how you will start your business, how your business will be operated. So is there any legal requirements? Is there any licensing requirement? They mention that whether you have got that license or how do you plan to get the license. Then you talk about management details. I had one video on management details talking about different business models, but I'm not going to play the video because I'm not very sure whether you're able to see the audio of the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a crust of what that video talks about. So that video talks about different business models. Now we can see Amazon model. Amazon model is something which does not require investment in inventory. He takes in what Amazon does is takes the order from the customers, okay, takes the advance money from the customers, then places the order to the different traders, different merchandise providers. Okay, so that's one type of a business model. Another type of business model could be that you are manufacturing, you're stocking your stuff, and then marketing and then getting the orders. So what you're doing is you are already investing in your inventory first, and then you're getting the orders from the customers. Or there could be a situation where you are very sure that there will be a lot of demand for your product. So you are overstocking it before a particular season. That you know that you can take an example of India or Bombay where monsoons are we get really heavy rains. So that person who is dealing with umbrellas knows that just before the monsoon season, he has to stock a lot of umbrellas because there is going to be a high demand for that product. Okay, or if you're dealing in a product which is very unique and you're not very sure, your market research says that you're not very sure of the demand. So there's no point of stocking your inventory so much. So what you can do is you will have customized product type of a model where you take the order and then you customize the manufacturing as per the order stated. Next is organization structure. What's going to be your organization structure? How is going to be your staffing? Like a simple organization structure and all the business CEO, then you have the department heads, then you have managers, and then you have the lower line workers doing the work for you. And next part in the production is insurance and security needs. Insurance and security needs means whether your business is such that it requires a particular insurance, then mention the details about it. When you talk about production here, it would be really nice if you could mention about the production location, production process. Now, why I'm talking about production location here? As I told you, it could be an international business where you want to launch in different countries. So whether the production will happen in one country and then it will be sent to different countries, or if you are targeting markets like India or China, then there's no point of producing in Canada and then supplying there. Transportation costs will be really high. So what you can do is you can have your production location shifted. Instead of doing it in Canada, do your production in India and sell your product in India. Okay. So deciding the production location is very, very important. Why it's very, very important? Because it has a direct impact on the cost of production. If you are producing in a location where the cheap labor is available, where raw material is available easily, obviously the cost of production will come down. And once the cost of production is down, you can price your product a little less than your competitors, and you will have advantage on grabbing the market share. So this is very important that you also talk about production location, especially in case of global business. Where are you launching? Where is going to be your production location? Then you can talk about some production process, that what is involved in your production. This I'm talking about if you're dealing with the manufacturing of a particular product. If your business is not manufacturing, if it's just trading, you take it from one place and just sell it, or if your business is about rendering services, then there's no point of talking about production location or production process. Next is financial projections. Now, this becomes a very, very important aspect in the business plan because, as I told you, why are we doing business? To earn profits. Okay. So, and if someone is investing in your business, he wants to know what's going to be your profits, what's going to be the future of your business finance. Okay. So, this particular aspect becomes very, very important in case of business plan, not just from the person who is making a business plan, but from the point of view of investor also. If you go to a bank to get a bank loan, uh, or if you are working as an employee in bank and there is some business plan coming to you, what are you going to do? You're not interested in the marketing strategy maybe, but from a banker's point of view, you're interested in seeing the financials, whether this person will be able to repay the bank loan. Okay, so when I say financial projections, I had I had a video on this, but we're not playing that video. I'm going to explain you here itself. Maybe you're not from accounting background. You don't know how to make income statement. You don't know how to make balance sheet. You don't know how to make cash flow statement. That's fine. But you should know the basics of finance, basics of business. What are the basics of business is from where are you getting the money and how are you utilizing your money. That's the basic thing. Okay. So from where you're getting the money is source of finance. Source of finance basically means when you plan to start up your business, you have to write clearly that this much is the capital investment required. This is the initial investment required. This is the yearly investment required. So once you've stated that this is the amount that you require, let's take an example that I'm starting a business which requires like $100,000. So that's going to be my first statement in my financial projections that this is the capital investment required 100,000. Next is what are the different sources from which I plan to finance my business? Am I going to put my own money? Do I have that much money? No. Am I going to borrow it? I'm going to borrow from whom? Whether I'm going to borrow from a bank or I have a venture capitalist who is ready to invest in your business. What are you looking for? That you have to mention. Maybe you don't have it right away. You're trying to get your investments, but you have to mention from where you want to get your money. Or if you're doing starting up a company, are you planning to have a public issue of your company and get the money from the shareholders? So mention that from where you want to get your money. Once you have your money, then you have to show the application of funds. Application of funds means how you plan to utilize this money. You want to buy a property, you want to buy some machinery, equipment, then you will have to invest in some raw materials. So you will have to show the breakup that this is the money required and this is how I'm going to use that money. Okay, that's the first thing that you talk about in your financial forecast. The next is you will talk about the yearly incomes and expenses expected. So when I say income or revenue is my going to be my cash inflow, that from how much money I'm going to generate from this business. Be as specific as possible. It's not just generalizing, I think so that I will earn this much revenue. No. It goes a lot of research goes in preparing the financial projections. So when I'm trying to say that you're making a business plan, it's not just one person who's making a business plan. You have to take expertise to skills. You may have to outsource a particular point to someone. If someone is expert in marketing, outsource the marketing work to them. Maybe you're not from finance background, so don't get into this. Just you may outsource this particular part of your business plan to some uh, chartered accountant who can work out your financials, who can do some forecasting, budgeting for you. You can sit together and do this, that this much will be the demand, these many units will be sold in coming years, and this is going to be my pricing. So that will result in the income or the revenue that will be generated from your business. Just against that, you have to match your expenses to get that revenue, to get the sales. How much expenses will be required to be done? Like it could be all, you have to just sit down and list down all your operating and non-operating expenses. This much will be the rent for the property that I'm doing, this much will be the cost of raw materials, and this much salary will be required to be paid to employees. So I'm just giving you a few examples, general examples, which common people, even from non-accounting background, can understand. Okay. So this is what we're going to do in your financial projections. I will project this much will be my revenue, this much will be my expenses, and then income minus expenses in the simplest term will give me my profits. Then how much is going to be the rate of profit? What is going to be my break-even period? How many years it will be required to get my initial investment back? That is what we're going to talk about in financial projections. There are some more technicalities into financial projections. Maybe your accounting teacher is going to teach you more on that. Like you have to also give key ratios, like profitability ratios, your solvency ratios. I'll just touch upon the solvency. Why the solvency is important is whenever you're talking about or evaluating a business plan, it's not just profitability. Another important thing is liquidity or solvency. Now, what is that? What is that? When we talk about this, we have to look for the cash flow statement of a particular business plan. Cash flow statement basically says that how much will be the liquid cash available to do my day-to-day running of business smoothly. Okay, so there are two aspects of financial forecast or financial projections which are very very important while evaluating a business plan. One is profitability, and second is liquidity. How much liquid cash will be available? Okay, then the last part in your business plan is implementation of timetable. How much time will be needed to set up this business and make it run? Okay, you have some business idea, but if it's going to take a lot of time, this time is a key factor. If it takes a lot of time to get into the business, get into the market, then maybe your idea may become stale. So in the current situation, we all know there's a COVID situation, and if you come up with some innovative idea of sanitizing sanitizing the property or sanitizing people, or maybe you come up with some medicine for COVID. You have this nice idea, but if you can't implement it at the right time, it's of no use. Okay, so this implementation timetable is basically scheduling that this is the time when we launch the product, this is how much time it will take to capture the market, and how much time it will be there to settle and be in the market. That's your implementation of timetable. So let's quickly take a summary of the format that we've learned. The first thing that you're going to talk about in business plan is your title page, where you talk about the owners and name of your business or your branding. Second is the executive summary, trailer before the movie, overall highlights of your business plan. Then you talk about a little background about what you think, what's going to be your vision, mission, what are your goals of this business. Then you talk about the marketing, what's target market, how you're going to deal with it, what's going to be a distribution channel, what's going to be a pricing. If possible, give the exact pricing to the person that this product will be at this much dollars. Next, we will talk about production, what's going to be a production location, what's going to be a production process, what is going to be a business model. Then financial projections, what's going to be a profitability, what's going to be a liquidity, and then the implementation timetable. So this is what we've learned in business plan. This is the format of business plan. So what are the different factors that have you have to consider in your business plan? The broad factors that you have to consider in business plan is first, marketing. Second, your production. Third, your finance. Okay, so these are the three main pillars of the business plan. I hope this session was helpful to you, and there'll be a lot of people out there as my viewers who have some nice business idea and may think of making a right formal business plan out of that. And this would be really nice if I can see a lot of entrepreneurs coming up inspired from this particular video. Thank you so much. It was great doing this live session with all of you here. I'll just try to quickly wind up as much as possible because we started a little late. So can we end the live session or do we have any question answer session live with the all students? Okay, then I think we can end this live session. It was nice talking to all of you. Thank you so much. Bye bye.